Welcome to the Sober Fit Dad channel. I am Charles Harrison Jr. and today I'm excited to answer some of the most common questions I get from people who are sober curious or people who are just considering giving up alcohol. It's been 3 years since I made the decision to quit drinking alcohol, and since that time I've learned a lot about sober living. I know the decision to quit drinking can be scary, but I'm here today to answer some of y'all questions. Whether you're just starting out with sobriety, or you're just curious of whether it's for you, or you may just need some help to help you continue on your sobriety journey, I hope this Q&A will be helpful to you. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more content on recovery and sober living. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date with our latest videos and have access to a community of like-minded individuals who are also on the journey towards sobriety. So hit the subscribe button now and join us on our mission to live a healthier, happier life without alcohol and drugs. Thank you for your support. Now, without further ado, let's get started with this Q&A. Question number 1 from @PartyGirl1980. What made you decide to stop drinking? I woke up one Sunday morning and found myself in the same place I had been for years. I was hungover, anxious, and just feeling terrible about myself. Looking in the mirror, I hardly recognized the person staring back at me. I knew deep down that I needed to make a change, and it's like I made that decision to start drinking, and I haven't looked back since. Question number 2 from @BlackoutPete. How did you stay motivated to continue your sobriety? Staying motivated in sobriety hasn't always been easy, but what has kept me going is my desire to want more out of life. When I was drinking, I felt trapped and stuck in a cycle of self-destruction. But now that I'm sober, I have a freedom to pursue my goals, my dreams, and live the life that I always wanted. Setting goals and seeing myself progress towards them has been a huge motivator for me. Question number 3 from @BarelySober. What were some of your biggest challenges you faced early in sobriety? Early sobriety was a difficult time for me. I felt alone and isolated, like I was the only person in the world who was struggling with addiction. Being in social situations without alcohol was a huge challenge. I had to learn to be comfortable in my own skin and find new ways to connect to people without relying on alcohol. Question number 4 from @SoberKaren. How did you build a support system to help you stay sober? In the beginning, I turned to AA and Zoom meetings for support. Being able to connect with others who were going through the same thing as me was really helpful. Later on, I started sharing my journey on Instagram and began to make friends in the sober community. Having a support system of people who understand what I'm going through has been crucial to my sobriety. Number 5 from @DevTrapHard9. What advice would you have for someone who's considering getting sober? My advice to anyone considering getting sober is to take the leap and do it. Don't wait for the perfect time or for things to get better on their own. Sobriety is a journey, and it's not always going to be easy, but it's worth it. Surround yourself with people who support your decision, and don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. Remember that you're not alone, and there's a whole community of people out there who are rooting for you. Number 6 from the Sober Cat Lady. How has your life changed since becoming sober? Being sober has completely transformed my life. Before, I was stuck in a cycle of addiction that left me feeling lost and hopeless. But now I have a sense of purpose and direction. I set goals for myself, and I actually work towards achieving them. I have more meaningful relationship with friends and family, and I'm able to fully enjoy the things in life that I used to take for granted. Number 7 from @Felicia Truly Blessed Mickle. How do you deal with social situations where alcohol is present? At first, social situations where alcohol was present was a major trigger for me. But over time, I learned to focus on the people and the conversations we were having rather than the alcohol. I always make sure to check in with myself beforehand to make sure that I'm in a good place emotionally. If I feel uncomfortable at any point, I'm not afraid to step away and take a breather. Number 8 from @SoberFitMike. What are some healthy coping mechanisms you developed to deal with stress and difficult emotions? I found that exercise is a great way to deal with stress and difficult emotions. It helps me to clear my mind and feel more centered. Writing and reading books has also helped me process my emotions and gain perspective. And when I'm feeling creative, I love coming up with new content for my social media brand. It's a great way to channel my energy into something positive. Number 9 from @SoberPen. How do you maintain your sobriety over the long term? For me, the key to maintaining sobriety over the long term is to take things one day at a time. I don't think too far ahead or worry about the future. Instead, I focus on staying sober today. I also make sure to stay connected with my support system, whether that's through attending meetings or reaching out to sober friends for support. And number 10, from @Pam, too blessed to be stressed. Do you have any tips for dealing with cravings or urges to use alcohol or drugs? One thing that's helped me a great deal with cravings is to redirect my thoughts as soon as they come. I try to engage in activities that will move my mind away from the craving, whether it's going for a walk, listening to music, or reaching out to a friend for support. It's also important to remember that cravings will pass and that I have the power to choose whether or not to act on it. That's all for today's Q&A. I hope that the answers I provided have been helpful and informative for those of you who are sober curious or on your own journey of sobriety. Remember, the decision to give up alcohol is a personal choice, and it's important to do what's right for you. Don't be afraid to reach out to your support network, whether it's friends, family, or a sober community for guidance and encouragement along the way. So hit the subscribe button now and join us on our mission to live a healthier, happier life without alcohol and drugs. Thank you for your support.